Hi, my name is RJ and I'm going to be showing you how to make a 3D map using Equator. First, we're going to have to find a location. I've already found a good location here. Trinity Center in California. We type it in and then we click on it. We'll zoom right into the location. What I'm going to do now is look for the perfect spot to clip out my 3D section of the map. I want to get the lake and the city and some of the paths in the mountains. This looks like a good spot right about here. On the right I click the 3D cutaway button, and now I'm going to draw the area that I'd like to cut out. So by clicking I place the points. You can see that the line drapes over the mountains. And then I need to connect it to the initial point and it'll cut out the 3D area. Here we go. If I tilt the map, you can see that the 3D features are protruding from the map. We can zoom in, change angles, change rotation, and get a good view of the landscape. In the top right, we can click the north arrow and it'll align the camera back to north. Now let's start sprucing up this map. First thing I'm going to do is rename this layer, just to stay organized. And now I lock the layer so we don't make any unwanted edits while we're adding to the map. Now the first thing we're going to do is add a markup that indicates a trail on this mountain. So I click on the markup button on the right hand side, this one right here, and just like before I click to drop the points and it will create a line. Keep in mind while you're doing this, you don't need to be perfect. You can always change where the points are, add more points and drag them around to make sure later on that the markup follows the path exactly. You can see I'm not being very specific here. I'll fix it up later. After we're done creating this line, we'll be able to make other edits like changing what the endpoints are from an arrow to a circle or a square, or removing them altogether. We can also change the line to a dotted line or a dashed line. We can change the color and the transparency. There's the last couple points right here for the path. When I'm finished, I right click and it'll stop the procedure. On the left, we can go into the settings. Let's change the distance to feet. 20,000 feet. That's a lot of feet. Maybe we'll go with miles. In the formatting section, we can change the color of the line. We'll use the preset yellow here. This looks nice. Switch to a dashed line. The dashes are quite close to each other. Make a quick edit to keep that on the path. As I zoom in, I notice it's a little off. Perfect. Now if I lower this number here, it makes the dots closer together. If I make it higher, they're further apart. This looks like a good dashed line. Now there's arrows for the end caps. For this particular one, I'm going to unselect them to get rid of the end caps. And the last thing, we still have it saying markup above the line. We can disable this. And we can rename the layer right here to trail path. Great, that's a good start. But there's more to this path. Let's add some icons. That's the start of the trail. Let's Let's make it a little bit larger here. 40. And since it's the start, we'll make it green. Checking for some options, nothing else to change for this one, so let's add an endpoint. Bring the size up again, let's change the color to red. That looks a little bit orange to me. Check the other defaults. That looks like a good red. Let's add a couple extra icons here. By clicking on the icon, I can place multiple icons, and then I can press right click to cancel out. Now let's find the right icon here. I'm going to mark these as campsites. The camping icon here. And there's our trail. Next, let's add some images. I've already gotten some images that people have taken from Trinity Center. So I select the image and I place it down here. Let's make that a little bit smaller. It's covering up some of the map. Now when I tilt the map, you can see that it's elevated off of the surface of the 3D map. Let's add one more image. We'll place it right about here. Now when I go into the settings, I can change the image, a couple more settings here, but I'm actually going to move the image. Yeah, there we go. That doesn't cover up the path as much. And if we go to the other image, we can move that one as well. Much better. Now the next thing we're going to add is a lidar point cloud on the mountain. So I click on Site Builder at the top. I'm going to toggle this just to make sure we've got blue quality 1 lidar. That's what we're after. Let's add a point cloud. So I can either use this square to determine the site, but I'm going to edit the site bounds and draw my own site for the lidar. I just want to capture this mountain over here. It's okay to go in the water. It won't affect your point cloud at all. And once I've got the site limits complete, I click Generate. And the point cloud will load in. Now that we have the point cloud loaded in, I'm going to zoom in, wait for it to load, go into Layers, collapse some of these groups. I'm looking for point cloud here. There's a couple presets we can choose from. Make it a little bit brighter. This makes the points larger so everything has more detail. But the default preset seems to look pretty good. If I zoom in here, we should be able to get the details on the trees. Yeah, we can see them clearly. Take a look from a couple different angles. The colors seem to be clearly delineating the height, the elevation of the points. Now I'm going to unlock the site limits so we can delete this red line that's outlining the site limits. And also, we can go into the label and turn off the label. Now all we're left with is the point cloud. I'm going to zoom out and do a little overview of our map from a couple different angles.